All right, welcome back to Denver's Afternoon Rush. Rush to Reason, KLZ 560. Dan Meurer and Eric Raymer in for the vacationing John Rush. Okay, we're at the bottom of the hour. Eric, reintroduce yourself real quick.
Eric Raymer, really nice guy. Got my start in radio right here in this studio and happy to be part of Rush to Reason today.
Listen to that radio voice.
He does have one.
He's got that radio voice, doesn't he? Him and Watley. I could just...
And when he was singing just before I came on the show, he really... he fit that song.
Yeah, but Watley's got the twang.
Yeah. Well, he does. He's got the Texas radio, but you got the Colorado.
And the hair.
Yeah. Now, Eric does not have the hair.
That's the truth.
So when Eric says, I'm busy, I got to wash my hair, you know that he's really blowing you off. That takes no time. He's blowing you off. That's what he's doing exactly. Okay, that other voice you hear is Mr. Kurt Rogers, the one and only Mr. Kurt Rogers, Affordable Interest Mortgage. And, of course, you can find Kurt at 720-895-0500. Or you can call Kurt right now, 303-477-5600. You can always shoot me a text, 307-200-8222. All right, Kurt. So I'm just going to read this verbatim. Okay. Topic. I read an article the other day that says that by 2020, the self-employed worker could triple to over 42 million.
Right.
That's amazing.
John and I have talked about that in the past. There's a lot of people becoming entrepreneurs, starting their own business. Right now, it's down around 14 to 15 million. They think within 3 years it'll be 42.
We got here as soon as we could.
Yeah.
So that's almost a tripling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And there's a lot of reasons for that because a lot of people want to start their own business. You know, they don't want to work for somebody else. Or they just hate
working for somebody else. Ta-da!
Right.
I'm just not good at that.
No. So there's a lot of people trying to do that.
Okay, so here's the first question, and for new listeners and maybe for Eric, how difficult is it for a self-employed person to get a mortgage?
If you've ever been self-employed, and John will attest to this, trying to get a mortgage is difficult. And there was a regulation that came out, and I'm not going to get into a lot of them, but Dodd-Frank changed, and CFPB changed the regulations in the mortgage industry. The thing they came out with in 2014 that really tightened things down was a thing called TRID. And it's a regulation for documentation on how you can count income and what you must have. Inside of TRID, there were two other components. One was called QM, which stands for Qualified Mortgage, and the other one stands ATR, Ability to Repay. It used to be in the past that you could kind of say, I make this much money, show this, and they would count it.
Right.
The ability to repay doesn't work that way anymore. You have to have third-party documentation. If you haven't, for example, if you've been working and you've been getting bonuses, but you ain't been getting it for 2 years, we don't get to count the money. Oh. Before they could. If you got commissions, you can't count it if you ain't been getting it for 2 years. So the ability to repay starts to control your income. You can even take it to the point of if you're taking money out of your IRA, if there's not a 3-year supply left in it, you can't count it for income. And I've run across that with customers. So they've tightened up those regulations. Well, with self-employed people, they do things totally different. They'll make money, but then they'll use the regulations that are out there for their taxes.
We take every deduction known to man, right?
Okay, but I got to ask this question first before we get into this. Define a self-employed person. What are they looking at for somebody that's a self-employed person?
There's two ways. You can be self-employed and be W-2'd, which I am. I do that simply so I can qualify for mortgage.
Because I was curious about that, because even though I consider myself self-employed, but I get a paycheck from here. I get a paycheck from other places that I work for, but not like a regular.
Right, your contract. You're still self-employed, or you get 1099s.
I get one really small W-2.
Yep.
That's for doing this show. They got me on hours.
Right.
Okay, so I do this show, but all the radio sales I do, the stuff I sell for John, the Uber and the Lyft, and the stuff I do for Scott Watley, that's all 1099.
On your tax return, you're either going to be, if you're self-employed, you're going to put money underneath Schedule C or Schedule E. Schedule E for a small business, Schedule C for a small business, Schedule E for larger businesses, LLC,
and you know what I got to say when you start saying Schedule E and Schedule C and Schedule A, B, C, A? Thank God for Steve Wagner, my CPA.
Amen.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, thank God for CPA.
So the strategy, though, Kurt, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the strategy is, and there has to be a strategy. If you have visions of getting a mortgage, there has to be a strategy to show that you actually made the money, which means you don't get the deductions in many ways that normally you would want to take because you got to show income.
Yeah. when you're doing it on your tax return, there's a taxable income line. It's like line 34. What am I paying taxes on? You may make $800,000,
right?
But when you're all done with your deductions, you're down to 50. That's what they're going to count.
We're talking
and that creates
people.
The problem.
Talking self-employed people that nobody's making $800,000. Okay, no. so let's just talk about you might make $30,000.
Right. Some, yes.
Right.
Okay, but you guys are talking the same thing. So now you've deducted the whole thing down to almost nothing by the time you're done.
Right.
So how do you qualify for anything?
Well, up till lately, you haven't been able to. They had loans in the past, and they've kind of brought some of those back. And one of those is bank statements. But what they've changed with the bank statements now are their legitimate bank statements. What I mean by that is they will look at 12 months or 24 months of your personal or your business tax or bank statements. They will count what you've deposited in, divide that by either 12 or 24,
right,
and they will count that as income. They would prefer business because they can track it better.
Of course.
It kind of still goes along the lines of the ATR, the ability to repay. We can document the money. But they've come back with those programs, and they've actually come back with some very nice ones at very competitive rates. They used to be 24 months. Now they're down to 12. So if you have a business for 2 years, and we want to count the last 12 months of your deposits, now they won't count transfers from your personal account to this business account.
Right. They'll go through it.
They're going to go through
with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that none of that's going on, right?
That's what happened in the past. They were like, no, we got to be a little bit cleaner on that.
Right.
Now, those loans are what's called non-QM loans, which means they don't have to meet the QM responsibility.
QM
stands for qualified mortgage.
Got it.
And that's for most of us out there. A qualified mortgage has certain parameters. And what it means to lenders is, which is really important, if the loan doesn't fit the QM standards, they have to set aside a percentage of the loan amount if they want to sell the loan and not keep that money on their books. And most lenders don't want to keep it on their books.
That's exactly right. They sell it as fast as they can.
That's exactly right. Yeah. But now they might have to take 5 or 10% of whatever they're selling and hold it in reserve. They can't spend it. They can't touch it. It has to sit there. Well, if you're in the banking business, that's not something they're real fond of doing.
Right.
Those are non-QM loans. What happens with some banks, they're called portfolio. That means we're going to loan our own money. So we can do whatever we want in those situations, but there's not a lot of those banks out there. So when you're doing a non-QM loan, you got to understand the bank is putting money off to the side because the risk is a little bit higher. So those loans are coming back. The bank statements are, and they're kind of attractive. They do some nice things with them.
Kurt, you know a lot about this stuff. Is there some way?
Done it a couple days.
Is there some way that our listeners can connect with you if they've got questions?
Yeah, if they have questions, they can send me an email at k.rogers@aimortgage.net, or they can call me on my office at 720-895-0500.
Whoa, slow down and do that again.
720-895-0500. Or they can go to our webpage. We actually describe some of these loans on our website at aimortgage.net. So you have an understanding of how they work. The best thing about the new bank statement loans, they'll do them on primary homes, second homes, and investment. And they will also do them and allow you to take cash out, which is new. So you may own a house and have 50% equity. You can take cash out up to 85%.
Up to 85
on bank statements. So for self-employed people, especially if you have rentals, now all of a sudden you can start moving money and being able to improve your situation. So the bank statement loan program that they've come out with, the other nice thing about bank statements, they have interest only. So if you think about it, you want to buy some investment property, you want investment property for one or two reasons. I'm going to fix it, flip it, and make my money. Or it's going to cash flow for me. Well, with interest only for 30 years, all of a sudden now it's cash flow. Now that interest only is only good for 10, and it converts. But within 10 years, you're going to save yourself enough money in cash flow. These are really some good products. They're going to make sure you understand how they work, but they're good products for the right self-employed person.
All right, I'm not the brightest bulb in the pack, but just explain interest-only loan. What does that mean exactly?
So, quick number, if you're borrowing $100,000, the payment on that might be $80 a month. Simply because it's interest only. They take whatever the rate is. So
you're not paying any of the principal. You're just paying interest. Okay.
So the best way to figure an interest-only loan, take the loan amount times the interest rate, divide by 12, that's your payment. That's the interest portion of your payment. Everything else is principal.
At what point do they get their money for the principal?
When you sell it.
When you
or you refinance it. At some point, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's accumulating,
right?
But you're making the interest. The principal's not going down. But if you have a rental property, for example, and your payments are $800, but you're drawing $2,000,
right?
Okay, now you got this cash flow.
Yep.
Now you got some things you can do, and then when the time comes, you sell it. You're still getting the equity. You're doing fine.
Okay, as you can tell, Kurt is really, really knowledgeable about this. You can give us a call right now, 303-477-5600, and ask Kurt any question you might have on mortgages. Or, of course, you can always get a hold of Kurt at his office, 720-895-0500. Up next is Extreme Auto Repair. And I got to tell you, Dennis Brewster has got a fantastic shop. It's located in the vicinity of Parker Road and Lincoln Avenue down there in Parker. He's got over 20 service bays, and he can get you, usually he can get you in. If it's not a major deal, he can get you in right away without an appointment. However, if you'd like to make an appointment, give Extreme a call today, 303-841-1071, and tell him you heard him on Rush to Reason.
At ExtremeAutoRepair.com, Pam and Dennis Brewster now offer online estimates to make your life a little easier.
Are you ready to go, Dan?
No, I'm waiting for a customer so we can do an estimate for their vehicle repairs.
Oh, don't make them drive all the way down here just for the estimate, Dan. Why don't you just have them go to ExtremeAutoRepair.com and fill out the online estimate?
That's a good point, Pam. They'll be able to make better decisions when they have a chance to think it over without being pressured. We always want our customers to make rational, educated decisions. I don't ever want somebody to feel pressured in our shop.
Online estimates are just one of the many ways we go to the extreme for our customers. So visit ExtremeAutoRepair.com today. Find the free detailed service estimate on the homepage and enter your vehicle's information. You'll see an accurate estimate right there on the website. And we promise to stand by our estimates. Don't we, Dennis?
You bet.
Get an accurate online estimate for your vehicle repairs today at ExtremeAutoRepair.com.
Okay, so here's what you do. You call up Kurt. You'll refinance your house for a little extra cash, right? Then you go and you take that cash, you convert it into gold or silver coins by calling our friend Andy Goss at US Gold Coins. So give Andy a call, 800-HOT-COIN, 800-HOT-COIN, and own some real good tangible assets. That's 800-HOT-COIN.
Inflation. It means every dollar in your bank account is slowly shrinking while everything you buy is getting more and more expensive. It's a very real thing, but there is something you can do to combat against rising inflation. Call Andy Goss from usgoldcoins.com. Andy wants to teach you how to protect yourself against inflation by collecting valuable gold and silver coins. He knows that by collecting these beautiful, tangible coins, you have a foolproof weapon against inflation. That's why, as a KLZ listener, Andy is offering to give you his 3 CDs, The Federal Reserve, The Definition of Money, and How to Protect Your Wealth, all for free. All you have to do is go to usgoldcoins.com or call 800-HOT-COIN and mention KLZ. Fight the rise of inflation and secure your future with real, authentic, and very valuable U.S. coins by calling Andy Goss at 800-HOT-COIN. That's 800-HOT-COIN.
Hey, Dan Meurer here. Don't miss a chance to shoot with Colorado Select's very own and Drive Radio host, John Rush, Saturday, April 28th at Bristlecone Shooting Training and Retail Center. John will head to the range in Lakewood right after Colorado Select's Drive Radio ends on KLZ, and he'll shoot with you from 2 to 4 p.m. No need to call ahead for reservations. Get 50% off range fees when you mention Colorado Select or Drive Radio during the event. Check out the range for the first time, ask questions about membership benefits, and get a chance to meet John Rush in person Saturday, April 28th after Colorado Select's Drive Radio. Listen to the live show, call in with your car questions, and then head straight to 12105 West Cedar Avenue in Lakewood, near the corner of Union and Alameda. Email me, Dan Meurer, with questions, Dan at drive-radio.com. Hope to see you there. Select the best at Colorado Select.
Entrust your retirement planning to a registered financial consultant with over 35 years of experience. Call David C. Sean of Householder Group for a free consultation at 720-482-1917. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
It's time to leave your safe space. This is Rush to Reason on KLZ 560.
And this is Rush to Reason, KLZ 560. Dan Meurer, Eric Raymer in for the vacationing John Rush. And we've got our good friend Kurt Rogers from Affordable Interest Mortgage here. And it's fine, Kurt, at 720-895-0500. We're talking about getting a mortgage if you're self-employed and how difficult that may or may not be.
Correct.
Sounds like they're coming up with more programs to make it less difficult. However, here's the question I was saying. All right, so I'm self-employed. Does that mean I've got to pay a higher interest rate?
Yes.
Yep.
You don't fit into the preferred? Yes. Now, is it 8, 9? No, it's not. The rates are up a little bit, but no, it's not.
Okay, so it's not so astronomical. You go, no. I can't afford this house. Okay, next question. Does that mean I need more down payment money?
Not necessarily. Well, they'll go up to 85%, so no.
Okay, next question. Do I have to have a 1,000 credit score to get this loan?
No, you really.
If you get one, let me know.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They actually go down to 580.
Oh, really?
580.
580.
Yeah.
Hey, let's side this baby up.
Hold on. Let me just clarify here for you, Dan, because at 580, you're going to be paying a higher interest rate. I'm just saying.
Okay, let's do this first.
Thank you very much.
Before we get to Eric's questions, Elizabeth Nelson, welcome to the program. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good.
Do you have a question, Elizabeth?
Well, I just had to call in. Well, actually, I just wanted to say how awesome Kurt is. I'm in real estate, and I recommend him often to my buyers, and he always exceeds expectations. And he has some great programs and great, a great variety of ways to help people. He thinks outside the box, great communication, and he closes so well. It's just a smooth close. He can close 16 days at times. And I just wanted to say how much I love him.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
His program.
But he's also a very lovable guy.
We love him too.
We love him too.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for listening.
Well, did you give her $1?
No, she's a wonderful agent. She's very thorough. She listens. She makes sure she finds the right home for her buyers, and she'll spend 2-3 months doing it. So she's easy to work with.
And there's something to be said for the relationship that goes between a real estate professional and a mortgage professional.
Yes.
They're helping you guys, every step of the way as you help them. Listen, as a business owner, we're allowed to take certain tax deductions, right? When we take them, it reduces what qualifies us for the loan.
That's correct.
Okay. So besides bank statements that we talked about earlier, what else is there?
There's actually a new program out, and they call it asset depletion. Now, some people have heard it in the past, but the lender's got a new one. For example, if you've got $360,000 in the bank, they will divide that by 120 months and count that as income.
120 months
into 360. So all of a sudden now you got $3,000 a month in income.
Look at that.
Amazing.
And they don't ask you to give them the money or tie the money up. They will use your assets. And this comes into play for lots of people. There's folks that are retired that have $500, $600, $800, $1 million, and they want to buy a house, but they can't qualify. Well, guess what? That money now qualifies you to buy the house.
Asset
you don't have
depletion.
to tie it up.
All right.
And now it goes so far as to say, let's say you're W-2'd and you got $100,000 in the bank, but because of your debts, you don't quite meet the QM standards.
Yeah.
You can now use that
$100K.
Divide it by 120 months. It's $844. Add that as your income, and you now can qualify.
Wow.
Okay, guys, hang on. Okay, Jim, I want you to hang tight. I got to get this in real quick, then we'll get you on. Larry's Automotive and Transmission. I'll tell you what, Jeff Kitty over at Larry's, he does the work on my car. He put some magic juice. I'm telling you, magic juice in my car. You can hear about this in a second. Right. And you really got that thing going. Larry's Automotive and Transmission, 303-427-2108. Hi, Dan Meurer here, co-host of Rush to Reason and road warrior with Lyft and Uber. And I'll tell you what, I put a lot of miles on my car, and I get my car maintenance over at Larry's Automotive. So I stopped by there one day for an oil change, and Jeff Kitty, the owner over there, put in, the magic juice. I'm telling you, EPR. engine power restoration. So he puts in this magic juice. I got in the car and man, it just took off. And I got back and I go, what did you put in my car? And he said, this stuff increases the compression and restores the engine to like new. And since I've been driving it, I got at least 4 miles to the gallon better than I had before. So go on down to Larry's Automotive. Tell him your pal Dan Meurer sent you down there. Get an oil change, and for only $10 more, you'll get the magic juice, and man, will your car take off. So give Larry's a call and get your magic juice appointment today. 303-427-2108. 303-427-2108.
Stay up to date with Rush to Reason after the show on Twitter at Rush to Reason and on Facebook.com/Rush to Reason.
All righty, this is Rush to Reason, KLZ 560. Dan Meurer, Eric Raymer. In for the vacation, John Rush. Along with us is Kurt Rogers, Affordable Interest Mortgage, 720-895-0500. Kurt, how do you want to wrap this thing up?
Well, if you're self-employed, you need to actually start asking more questions. Now, whether you use me or some other lenders, you need to start looking into it because there are ways now you can buy investment properties, get cash out, and use 12 months worth of bank statements instead of 24. Also, you can now start counting some of the money you have in the bank as your reserves. You can count that as income. And for a lot of people, that helps them to qualify to do things that they couldn't do in the past. So if you're one of those two clients, I strongly recommend it. Some people say, are stated loans coming back? And my first response to that is no, but I found out today at the Lenders Fair that one bank will take, if you have $500,000 in the bank and you want to buy a $500,000 home, you automatically qualify with no income.
Okay, now, sir.
To be working.
Alrighty, sir. Now do your thing.
Okay. Affordable Interest Mortgage, 7400 East Arapahoe Road, Suite 109, Centennial, Colorado, 80112. Phone number is 720-895-0500. AImortgage.net is our website, NMLS 298191, and we are regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Very good, and thank you, sir. Thank you
guys.
Thank you for everything.